All right, guys, what's going on? We're doing a stress test here. We're doing a big time draft show. What's going on? I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Thanks a lot for the 5,000 views officially, 5,055 views. Of course, we also didn't include Twitter, which was about 200 to 300. So we're just trying some things out here. We're going from my Facebook page and also the YouTube page, and we're going to try to get people in here to connect. So hopefully you guys can hear me right now. Let me just check my cell phone. This is not a show. Sorry, guys. We had to take a rest tonight. Let's see. We're good right now. Blake Anthony is watching. What's going on, Blake? How you doing? All right. Looks good. So the challenge here is basically what we're trying to do, or what we're going to do tomorrow night, is we're going to have multiple guests on, and we're going to see how this Wi-Fi can basically handle it, along with everything else. And then on top of it, we're going to put something in there also that may be very interesting. Now we're going to see if this gets flagged by Facebook, but I'm just going to put this in here for right now. Let's go ahead and try to get some people on. So hold on a sec. Let's see. All right. We'll stop that. Hold on a sec. Well, we'll stop that for right now. We'll include that later. We'll get out of that. All right, let's get in here. All right, what's going on, man? How you doing, the dude?
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? So, yeah, we definitely need some phone calls, and we need to get on as many people as possible because, as I was explaining to everybody watching right now, this is not a show, but what we're trying to do is see how many people we can get on at a time and how it basically affects the Wi-Fi. Keep in mind, it basically is not only going from the Facebook page on mine, but also on YouTube. So we'll see how the bandwidth basically is getting played with here. So if you sent the link out to somebody can get in. You can start calling phone lines. We'll go ahead and put this in here. We'll try to lower down the volume. That's the difficult thing here with this. So let's see something here for a minute. Let's try to play that.
This is Freddie and Fitzsimmons on ESPN Radio.
And on the ESPN app.
Hey, man. That's really loud, man. I'm trying to have a beverage.
I'm telling you, it is really loud. So how do we lower this down? That will be the next key here. So I don't know if we can use this app right here. So let's try something else. We'll try to figure this out here. Let's see.
And I can't see the comments, but if someone in the chat wants the link, let me know and I can send it on Messenger.
Yeah, we'll send it on Messenger right now. Basically, we're just trying to do a stress test to see how long this Wi-Fi. All right, here we go. Let's go with Philip Schwagler. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Your sound is not good, dude. You got to get in there a little bit.
Microphone's right here. That's why.
All right, there we go. So we got that. Let's go ahead and play around with that. We can do it that way. We can do it.
Hey, why is Philip on? I don't want to be on top of him. I'll crush him.
No, I like big hairy guys.
This looks. Okay, now you better stop. All right, now this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of looks good, and I really like this. We have me in the left side there, the dude on the right side, so it's kind of like a triangle there. And then once we get somebody else on there and somebody saying, "I'm here, brother," no Wi-Fi problems at this point. Now we just need somebody to start calling and see if we can get good sound out of that. We got 8 people watching right now, so you got to respond.
Oh, there's actually people watching.
There's actually people watching on my page, and people, I guess, are watching on YouTube. I got Roger Shue.
Keith is a liar.
Yeah, people are definitely watching. I got Philip Schwagler, who will be a part of the draft coverage tomorrow night. What's going on, buddy? You ready?
I'm ready, man. I'm gonna do some little bit of notes tonight, and then we'll be ready to go.
Definitely be ready to go. The dude is ready. Dude, are you ready? The dude is silent. So, all right. Let me go ahead and check something out here. Let's go ahead and play this highlight. Hold on.
The dude is trying to call you.
The first ever CRV hybrid.
All right, we're gonna mute that now and try to.
Over the last decade,
There we go.
now comes as a hybrid.
Now I got it. All right,
From
here we go. This is gonna play off of. Hold on a sec. We'll turn this up just a little bit.
Talked about what his decision was going to be.
All right, Rob Gronkowski today. This is off of ESPN.com. Hopefully, we don't get flagged. The intention here is basically to go during the draft, give our analysis, and this may be, is that a little bit loud in the background there? All right, let's go ahead. Take that down just a little bit. The intention is to basically give our draft analysis, and then once the pick is in, to basically go from there and give you the pick and then mute it and then come back. The problem is what we don't know is if Facebook is going to flag this. So if they do flag it right now, then we know that's a no-go, but we're trying out some things. I'm calling one ring and then a beep beep. All right, so then we'll go ahead and for your security, you've been signed out, sign back in. Well, that's not good. I don't need any security from Skype. So just hold on a sec here. Let me just check something out.
Why isn't Philip on the show? Put Philip back on.
Hold on.
Fuck.
Okay, now we're in.
Fun to drive wherever you go.
Let's not play that.
First ever
I don't want to
CRV
play an
hybrid.
ad here. So hold
All-wheel
on.
drive.
Okay, well, we'll mute the ad out here. We're just trying to try some things out. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This is not a show. It's a test, a stress test on. Okay, so here we go.
Is
We
now
go with
of
this audio in the
legitimately winning the Super
background.
Bowl this season.
Let's go ahead and
chances are
mute
extreme,
that out
though.
there.
You
There we
have someone
go.
like Mike Evans,
We got that in the
Chris Godwin
background.
already at the helm. You had
Phil's not with us. I don't know where
phenomenal
Phil
seasons
went.
last year. You have a defense
Phil is
that plays
there.
well. You
Oh,
add
there we
Tom
go.
Brady as
There you
the
go.
starter. You put
All right, let
Tom
me go
Brady as
ahead
the
and
blanket
just mute this
on the
right
team as
here.
well.
All right, Blake, go ahead and call. All right, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Your stress test here. What's going on, man? What's your name?
This is the dude. I'm on the phone and on the StreamYard link. How cool is that?
How cool is that? And this is what we're going to use. What's basically going to happen or transpire tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm going to come on along with Philip Schwagler and Nick Citro. We'll take your phone calls and get your fans. These will be the fans, and we'll get your questions and your thoughts on what the Buccaneers should do at number 14. Then about 7:30, 7:45, we'll kick it into gear. We'll cut off the phones. We'll give you pick by pick, where hopefully we don't get flagged by ESPN.com with having this right here in the background. And the reason why we want to have some of that in the background is basically because we want to get
Now
pick
of
by pick.
legitimately winning the Super Bowl this season.
So
I think
that's how we're working on that. We'll give you picks up till 14, and then I think we're going to probably decide if we're going to not like we're going to cut off the draft content here, Phil, and the
Yeah.
dude. But basically, we're going to go into reaction of what the Bucs do. If they try to move up, then we try to cover that. If they stay at 14, they make the pick. We get some fans analysis, but we're going to be really shifting around here with more than just 3 people. We're going to actually have more than 3 people on at a time, probably 4 to 5. So we just want to know how this looks right now. It looks clear, not having any problems with Wi-Fi. Let's see. We have the calls. Pick is good. Sound is good here. That's what Roger Shue says.
So I got a question though. Can
Yeah.
you see? Does it look like I'm in the stadium still, or do you just see me?
No, it looks like you got a big fat head in front of a Red Bull.
Is that really what it is?
Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to do the green screen? It looks good. It looks good. You just got to back your head up just a little bit.
So like this?
No.
Back that ass up.
Okay,
Back
just
that
the
ass up.
screen there. All right. You got your
Yeah.
Bucs Report shirt on. Guys, if you don't know what you're watching right now, this is a stress test to see how we can do with 2 platforms, because what we're basically anticipating is going from Bucs Report's Facebook, which is my YouTube, but it'll be Bucs Report YouTube, and then also try to go with Twitter and see how this works. I've only got 2 platforms going, but because YouTube is with they take up so much bandwidth, this right now is very encouraging. We've not had anybody come off. We've had calls. If you want to call the phone line and test this out, Phil 3-727-266-5851. Once again, we're going to have Phil Schwagler, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Nick Citro, Al Keck, Rick Brown, possibly Leo Haggerty, Jeremy Morrow, not Burrow. Phone calls after most of it, and then after that, we'll probably cut the phone calls and go draft by draft analysis. Plenty of guys here. We got some surprises, dude. Do we want to give this away, or do we want to leave it for tomorrow night? What else do we got coming on here?
Surprises? I said nothing about no stinking surprises.
No surprises? Okay, well, we'll have some surprises. Trust me, with some people showing up. And I get it, there's other outlets and other platforms doing this or trying to do this, but we're actually we're just doing what we do, which is always about the evolution of sports talk television, trying to give you another outlet. So anything you have to say, Philip, about this whole draft experience coming up? We got Pat Yasinskis, who's watching, who knows he may call in or get on video.
Click the link in the comment section and join us so we can see how many people we can get on screen at once. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
I do have a question though. Is anybody cutting hair tomorrow? I need a haircut. Bad.
Dude, you got that whole Monchichi thing going on.
Dude, this is bad.
Yeah, I sent you somebody, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
I got to send you Castro's number. Castro knows he's watching me right now.
All right, cool. Because like this mop, you get rid of it.
But when you do that, I can't see your hand. So that's the whole blue green. That's the whole green screen thing going on right now. All right, let's get on Blake Anthony here. Blake Anthony, your big head is in the way there. Good evening to you, sir. How you doing?
Hey,
good, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Blake, what happened to your hair, man?
It's the uniform. It made you do it there.
It must look different the way you look, because I can see everybody perfectly on mine.
Yeah, I can see everybody too.
It's good. We got Joshua Allen who wants to get in on here. We got 5 people on here. What's going on, Josh? Welcome to the stress test. How you doing, bud? Got to get some love here.
Just getting excited for tomorrow's draft, man. I cannot wait. I just watched Daniel Jeremiah's mock. That was trash. I like Jerry Judy, but over Kinlaw, I don't know about that.
Hey! I have to reiterate the luxurious beauty of Blake's bald head right now.
I'm turning into my brother.
All right, so somebody do me a favor. Get on the phone line here, 727-266-5851. Let's see if we can take some calls and see if everybody can hear the call, because that's kind of been the difficult thing we ran into. I've kind of had to interpret some of these phone calls.
What's the number? 266?
5851.
727-266-5851. It's the Sports Web.
Unknown number. So
that's me.
Yes. Welcome to the evolution. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it sound good? Can you hear everybody? Can everybody hear him right now? Phil, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him. I just need a new aux cable I'm gonna get tomorrow for this. These
what?
headphones, but I can hear him.
One at a time.
So I can test.
Okay, Billy, can you hear me?
There's an echo.
You're good.
We're good.
Well, yeah, there's an echo because he's calling from his phone, you jackass.
You know what? I'm gonna hang up. I don't need this mental abuse.
No,
Hey,
to
Noah.
answer your question, Peter, the audio not coming from them.
You can't hear them?
Nope.
Yeah, that's the problem. That would be a problem if we take some questions. So what I would say to that, we'll get that fixed eventually. If anybody knows how to do that, we'll get that fixed. But right now, we're just going to take the calls and ask questions, and if the person on the screen hears it, we'll probably end up hanging up on the customer.
You have to
end up.
You have to get the input. You have to get the input from.
Yeah, that's the problem. That would be a problem if we
like
take the
questions.
So
What I would say to that, we'll get that fixed eventually if anybody knows so they can hear audio both ways.
How do we do that?
I sure have to do that on StreamYard, but I'm sure there's some type of way where you can connect Skype.
We got to be able to do it on StreamYard, I think. Well, Phil's gone now. He's disappeared out of the screen there. That's crazy. I see a part of Phil, and then Phil's back again. The dude is Mysterious Joshua, thanks a lot for coming on here, man. What do you think of this? How does this look? Does this look smooth?
Yeah, it looks great. I wish we had this for the draft the other night. That would have been really cool.
Well, it definitely would have been great the other night, but we didn't want to ruin the content, of course, and we want to always make sure we have what in the buck is going on here. So definitely, so you're going to be tuning in tomorrow night. Tell your friends. I know that there's other platforms
absolutely
having a draft show, but this is definitely going to be top notch.
Yeah. So to answer some of the comments, first of all, what's up, Frank Johnson? Jimmy Gazda, what in the buck is going on? We're doing a test, trying to see how many people we can fit on screen at once. Click that link in the comments. Do it.
Click another one. We got 6 people we can get on at a time. I know it's not necessarily like Zoom where you can get everybody on, but the thing is, at the end of the day, for us, we want tickers. We also don't want everybody talking at the same time, and we're pretty good about that. But I think even the 6 people on at a time is good enough. I mean, for me, look at the screen right now. My screen's good. Everybody's good right now. Joshua needs a little bit more like there. Jimmy Gazeta says Gronk. We've had a couple calls here. No bandwidth delay at all. So,
hey, what are you doing right now?
Got some better lighting for you guys.
Let me click on the link and get on this video test. We're trying to test the strength of this thing real quick.
How that goes, we can go like
like we can't hear Phil.
Yeah, Phil's calling.
I'm trying to get my little brother to hop on so we can test it.
Yeah.
So Peter, what we see, like you were saying, we talked about on the phone earlier. What you're seeing is when you got this many people, you almost are going to have to throw it to each person so they don't talk or over each other. I think that's the best way. Hey, that's a cool angle.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool angle. Yeah.
Hey.
I see Joshua in the background. He had like what did you have? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Bucks report.
That's what's up.
I like that, man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up.
And I had my my big board.
Oh, you're the one on Twitter. Oh, okay. What's up, brother?
Yeah. What's going on, man? I went serious with it.
Yeah, you did a great job the other night. You had the what teams did you have the other night for the mock draft?
I took Giants because someone bailed out. Took Tristan Wirfs there, and then I had the Patriots with the whole Jalen Hurts analysis breakdown.
Somebody's saying it won't let him sign in here. Yeah, you did a good job the other night here. So we're just looking. We got Blake that was on. Now we got a 4-shot. Now we got a 3-shot here. So if you guys want to call up and test this out, won't let me log in. I don't know why that is. But the broadcast,
I've never used StreamYard before, and all I did was just click the link, type my name in the comments, and hit go live, and it brought me right in here. So
yeah. Well, it looks good. I mean, it looks really good right now. I mean, it's clear, it's concise. You have any problems on your end there, Phil?
No, I hear and see everything great. Just wish I could see Keith's face.
Yeah, I know Keith is not. Oh, we got Samuel Swagler. There we go. All right, so we've got.
And I'm just using my phone too. I'm not using a laptop. So I mean, clear.
We've got 5 people on right now. If anybody else wants to tune in here, we'll see if we can get 6 people on. What's going on? It's your brother, right?
That's my little brother. Yep.
Right, cool. This is not a show right now. I'm sorry about that. Had to take off the night after having 4 hours of sports talk television. But we are just trying to stress test out here. Let's go ahead and pipe in ESPN a little bit as we could. Stand by. Hold on.
Extremely well. When you have someone like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin already at the helm, who had phenomenal seasons last year, you have a defense that played well. You add Tom Brady as a piece, and then you put Tom Brady's security blanket on the team as well. I would bet the house right now that the Buccaneers are going to.
How does that sound, guys?
Sounds fine.
It's a little muffled. It's a little muffled on my end, but not bad.
Marshall said that a couple of days ago when he was on the show. Is that your way of saying that you don't agree with my man Max Kellerman who has proclaimed
That's much better.
is that Tom Brady.
Hey, Pete, are you using your Stream Deck or are you just using the laptop?
Laptop, right off the laptop.
But clearly,
Okay.
that Tom Brady doesn't
You
have.
want to borrow this tomorrow?
Saying you disagree with
My
that?
little audio interface. I don't know. I can't see it with the green screen. But you can hook your Stream Deck into that. Have everything preset, and then you can adjust the volume from there.
Yeah, if you want to. Sure.
With the right.
Stephen A. Smith yells anyways. He's allowed.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I think it needs to be turned down. The ESPN audio needs to be turned down a hair because it's almost so loud it distorts.
Okay, all right.
I thought the first clip sounded kind of like it was low, but I mean, obviously Stephen A. Smith yells a lot, so I mean that came in crystal clear. But that first clip you played was kind of a little muffled, at least on my end. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Okay, so basically what we're trying to figure out right now, we're doing a stress test here live on my Facebook page and also on YouTube. Is we're doing a draft special tomorrow. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. We got Philip Schwegler, editor-in-chief. We got Joshua Allen. We got Samuel Schwegler, his brother, and we've got the dude right there. We're testing some things out, different platforms at the same time, Facebook and also YouTube, trying to see if it cuts off the bandwidth. And then on top of it, with everybody here on screen, this looks good. Let's go ahead and add the old salty bucket himself, Jeremy Burrow. We got 6
What's
people.
up, Sarge?
How's it look, guys? His brother, and we got the dude right there. All right, somebody's got their volume up, so. All right, so let's move to me. What's going on, Jeremy? How you doing, buddy? Jeremy? I don't think Jeremy's got his earphones in, or we can't hear.
No, I think he turned his volume down, so now I can't hear.
You can't hear?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? I can hear now. Yeah. So,
Where's your headset?
yeah,
Hold on,
Jeremy,
let me go grab it.
yeah. Get your headset.
Get the ceiling for a minute.
All right, so basically this right here is StreamYard. You're going to have 6 people across, if we do with 6 people, and we're going to all give you draft analysis and pick by pick. And then on top of it, we're going to try to pipe in this ESPN right here. Let's see.
And now it's legitimately winning the Super Bowl this season.
I think their chances are extremely well. When you have someone like Mike Evans,
it's a little bit better, right?
Already at the helm, who had
Good.
phenomenal seasons last year. You have a defense.
The thought process is because the draft is being played on ESPN.com, that we give you the opportunity to hear the commissioner say the pick is in. You get to hear the pick, and then we go back to what we're talking about. We take
Chad
your
Johnson,
comments.
not just you, but Brandon Marshall said that a couple
Lag.
of days
Somebody
ago when
says
he was on the
lag.
show.
Where's the lag
Is
at?
that your way of saying that you don't?
I don't see it lagged. But I mean, it could be different from what we're looking at here.
I think
it's that
I
Tom
mean,
Brady is going over a cliff.
I mean, I think the on the phone it runs a little bit faster than on the laptop. That's the issue I was having with the other day when I was trying to. So I was keeping track of the picks on my phone and on the board, but I was watching on the laptop, and the laptop runs like maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds behind on the phone. At least for on my end for some reason. I'm not sure.
Okay.
If it's everywhere, but.
Yeah, but what I'm concerned about is it going in and out, and right now it's not doing any of that. So I like to add a Twitter and see if we could go 3 platforms and see how that would work. So, but it looks good right now. It looks really good. Sam,
That should be fun. Can't wait.
Yeah. So
Phil, where'd you get that background?
I paid for it.
there you go.
Nice, I like it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, Sarge.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sarge, get the fuck out of here.
It stopped. Somebody says it stopped now. I don't know where it stopped. What do you mean stop? You mean lag? I didn't see any lag on my end. Did anybody see any lag?
I'm not seeing lag. But I have that gaming computer, so.
Oh, there you go. That's it. Exactly. So
Let me break out the laptop while I'm on here like this.
all right, so we've got 5 people on. We need another person on. Can somebody else get on there? Getting the link. Go ahead and put it to the test, and then somebody also, if you want to call the phone line, 727-266-5851, 266-5851. It's the stress test, not the sports web, although you can see in the background there, it does look like sports web.
Well, so far we're doing better than the Cincinnati Bengals on their first pick during the NFL stress test.
That's not good. That's a little bit scary at that point with them doing that test and then all those teams tomorrow night having to go virtual. And I'd be calling it the virtual insanity period. You have to go virtual, and if you get hacked or your Wi-Fi is not good enough or you have any lag, how does that you'd have to call in at that point? Where's the background?
Or your board gets shared.
Somebody's got some background noise going.
Yeah, where's that background noise?
Does somebody have a TV on?
I think
that's probably
Sammy.
I have no sound on though. It's on mute.
Oh.
Okay, where's that background noise?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. There it is.
Sorry, watching ESPN. They're talking about Gronk again.
Well, that's all right. You got a TV.
I can't believe that. So.
All right. Hey Pete, I gotta hop off here, buddy. But
Okay.
if you're still on there, I'll come back on.
All right, Phil. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night, buddy.
All right, guys. Later.
All right, guys. So we ready for this draft or what?
Absolutely. I don't think I'm asleep tonight.
I know. It feels like Christmas.
All right, hold on a second. Let's make some phone calls. All right, welcome to the stress test. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis. Can they hear me?
They can hear
We can,
you.
yep.
We just heard everything you just said. Yeah.
Can the guest hear us?
Can the guest can you hear can the guest hear you? Can you hear Keith?
Can you hear us, Keith?
Can you can hear them? Wait, now real quick, Jeremy and Joshua, can you hear him?
We can hear Keith. He can't hear us, I don't
I
think.
can hear him. Keith, can you hear us?
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's the only problem with this. We have to get some type of component where everybody can hear each other. But I think they can hear you. You just can't hear them when they ask you a question. Go ahead and try to ask Keith a question.
Keith, what are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, not hearing anything either. So Deshaun is tuned in here. We got Crystal Williams, Ben Cornett, Rhett Matthew. Let's see, Florentina, Steve, Champ, Sick. And again, thanks a lot for the 5,000 views on the sports web last night. Appreciate it. No show tonight. We're getting ready for the draft by doing this type of thing here. We've got comments. It looks good. It's a nice little stream going on here. So, yeah, I mean, somebody says, why do people keep saying trade OJ when the Bucs could line up with two tight ends and what is it? And never have a defense who can stop it? Well, because why would you like to answer that question there, Jeremy, or why they are going to consider trading OJ Howard?
Oh, they're going to consider trading OJ, depending on what people are saying that they'll give for him. Because one, they're going to have to pay OJ here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I'm not sure if OJ has really been in favor or been in the good graces of Bruce Arians at this point.
Right.
Three is the usage of tight ends in the system. So, yes, they brought in Gronk, and you can make the argument that even though his system isn't necessarily geared towards tight ends, or at least prospectively, when you look at the Bruce Arians period of the Arizona Cardinals, they're going to have to get rid of a tight end. And they still have to buy cap space to pay rookies that they draft. So on the hook, and the most valuable trade option at this point in time is good old OJ Howard.
Joshua, you want to comment on this? The question from Tim Hill. Thanks a lot. I know you're a Cowboy fan, so definitely tomorrow night. Look, anybody, if you're a Cowboy fan, if you're an Eagle fan, you're always welcome here on the Sports Web. Definitely check out the draft. Joshua, you want to answer that question about OJ Howard, and then we'll go to you, Phil.
OJ Howard, as you know, Jeremy said, we have a lot of tight ends on this roster as it is right now. Never been a focal point of Bruce Arians' offense, and I think right now, going to his fourth year, you have till May, I think 5th, to pick up his 5th-year option, which then he gets. I think it's the top 5 of the highest paid tight ends in the league. If you can get good value for him, I've done a couple mocks today where I valued him as a second round pick, and I've been able to move up back into the first round to grab a safety or another player of impact that we could use, or just pick up an extra second round pick. I think if you can trade him now and get that value, if you don't plan on picking up his 5th-year option in about a week and a half, then I think you take that value right now. You upgrade the roster as it is. You still have Brate. Now you have Gronk, and you still have those other 2 young tight ends. Their names escape me right now, who could definitely, one's more of a blocker, one's more of a receiver.
Tanner
So you still have
and Claire.
Yes.
Yes.
So you still have options on you're not like emptying the cupboard right now if you trade OJ Howard. Yes, coming out of Alabama, he looked good. We still should take him Dalvin Cook. But you have him there. And it's just a luxury, I feel like a wide receiver is more of a need. So if you can trade for a second round pick one of those, second round wide receivers and plug him on the outside, still have the tight ends there, get that value for him before you have to most likely decline that 5th-year option at this point. I don't see them picking it up, especially for that money. So I feel like that's the best route to go. If you can get the value for him in this trade, whether it be to trade up, whether it be grab another second round pick, early 3rd round pick, that's the way you go.
Phil, what do you think, man?
I think it's pretty simple. What are the Buccaneers trying to do in 2020? They're trying to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They bring in Tom Brady. They bring in Rob Gronkowski. And we're going to see what's going to happen tomorrow night. They get an offensive tackle, maybe a running back, blah, 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 whatever's going to happen this weekend. But if you're looking at what the Buccaneers are looking at, they're looking for the short term, kind of like how Jeremy wrote in his article the other day. They're building for the short term right now with not much hopes on the future. I guess they're kind of banking on the guys they have now. They're going to be in some cap hell next year, trying to re-sign Chris Godwin or restructure Chris Godwin, sign him long term. Then you have Shaq Barrett, and then you also have a few other guys, whatnot. So what they're trying to do now works perfectly. Okay, get rid of OJ Howard if you need to. Build up a little bit of that cap heading into 2021, and then hope that maybe Jordan Leggett or you have Tanner Hudson, one of those guys, kind of step up and be your, I guess, number 2 tight end if you get rid of OJ Howard.
Yeah, and I think the report today and what we're doing is a stress test, not doing a show, but we're definitely going to talk with you here to see how long we can go. Right now, if you don't know what's going on, StreamYard is running, of course, and then we're also going off of multiple platforms at the same time. My Facebook page, and also Bucks Report YouTube. We wanted to see where the bandwidth is at, because what we want to do tomorrow night is do this draft show and do multiple platforms: Facebook, Bucks Report, Twitter, Bucks Report, and then, of course, YouTube, Bucks Report, and see if we can not lose any bandwidth. And right now what we're finding out is it's really clear and really good. And then on top of it, having Skype running in the background. So if Alex Fleming wants to get in here and basically, we have that link in there. Click that link. You can get in here on this show. I think the most surprising thing I took out of this today, and this is from Jenna Lane of ESPN, is that the Bucks have been in conversations with the Washington Redskins about Trent Williams, trading OJ Howard to Trent Williams. Guys, this could possibly happen tomorrow night. And what we really need to watch, and what Daniel Jeremiah was talking about just a couple of nights ago, was the fact of not everybody knows what's going to happen in this mock draft. And, somebody brings this up offline from me tonight, because we haven't had these private visits and people meeting face to face. You don't have all this stuff coming out. So really nobody knows what's going to happen in this draft tomorrow night.
I got something to say to that.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know about my laptop. Might be, it's a crap top, but it's I got like a 15-second delay here from live video on my phone to the sports web. So I don't know if that's just me or if it's anybody else. If anyone else has a phone and a computer, they want to check that out. But I have some, I don't know if you've seen it yet on Twitter, breaking news. Our very own Nick Citro said that the Cleveland Browns are close in talks with Washington to get Trent Williams.
Yeah.
I guess Trent Williams has followed Landry, OBJ, Beckham, and I guess they followed him back. He posted something on Instagram with some winky eyes and some hearts and stuff like that. So Nick Citro, he's the first one. And I scoured all the people I know on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. No one else had that story. Citro, I think, might be breaking some news, so we'll see.
Yeah, and then now Yaj is saying Ian is reporting that OJ is staying. So can we imagine OJ with Gronk? Let's go ahead and bring in Alex Fleming here Mr. Alex Fleming, welcome to the stress test. I would like to say this is the draft show, but we've got 12 people on right now watching this. I'm on my Facebook wall. We're usually on Bucks Report, but we're kind of trying to do some things right now. But what do you think of keeping OJ and Gronk in the fold here along with Cameron Brate? Is that possible?
You guys got 5 tight ends. Somebody's got to go. I'm thinking you keep Tanner Hudson. You just signed Anthony O'Clair. He cost you nothing.
Right.
Brate restructured his contract, and you just spent $10 million on Gronk. Ironically, the odd man out is OJ Howard.
Yeah, I mean, it may be OJ Howard, and the value at this point, Phil, is kind of up in the air because here's a player comes into his first 2 years having 11 touchdowns and now only had 1 touchdown last year and really looked old Marine Corps ward, lost in the sauce. I mean, what do you think his value is? Is it second, third round?
You would hope that's a 3rd round pick. I mean, you don't just want to give him away just, for whatever, a 5th or 6th, 7th round pick, whatever. You definitely want to get some value. I mean, that's a 19th overall selection, a few years ago. And the Buccaneers did use him quite a bit when Dirk Cutter was here. We just haven't figured out with Bruce Arians yet. But now with Gronk being here, I really don't see a need for him, I guess, on this team, especially all the things that Gronkowski can do, play in the slide, can play in the seam, he can play on the line of scrimmage. I mean, he plays every spot on the, on the offense right there. So, yeah, I mean, you have to get something for OJ Howard. You can't just give him away. They need to either move up in the draft, get a player, or something like that.
Jeremy, do we think they're going to move up in the draft at this point? Are we thinking that? Is it do or die, or did they sit at 14 and surprisingly get an offensive lineman, in your opinion?
Well, if this trade with the Browns happens, you could possibly see an offensive tackle fall to him 14, and they may not have to trade up. But if they really want to get their guy, and I don't know who their guy is, they could possibly and likely trade up to get him. Now, when we're looking at this draft, if this talk is true about the Trent Williams trade, I don't know where they're going to get the money for it.
Exactly.
But if that somehow happens and Trent Williams ends up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you don't need to go offensive tackle in the 1st round. You could find yourself Sue's replacement.
Yeah. And I think that's Joshua there. He popped up, or no, Joshua didn't pop up. I don't know who popped off there. I think Phil.
Phil.
All right. So, Joshua, you want to comment on this about the OJ Howard rumors and also having money to free up for Trent Williams, possibly?
We don't. As of right now, I believe we have $3 million in cap space to sign our draft picks and hopefully add maybe a veteran safety or a veteran cornerback to lead that group. Just kind of bring them along. They showed a lot of promise last year. They looked really well, especially towards the end of that night. End of the year with JPP back and Shaq Barrett really coming along. So I would rather use that money to be able to upgrade that secondary back there, maybe bring in a couple other pieces. But you just signed Haig. Haig, I think they think that he's going to be at least a serviceable right tackle. And let's face it, right tackle, even though it is a big need, it's probably like the least of our concerns right now. Along that offensive line, right tackles usually come dime a dozen. But to have a great one is something that would be extremely beneficial. I've talked about Tom Brady and his quick release before, and now getting Gronk to chip on that. You also commented on that. Getting a running back that could, good in pass protection, that could also chip on the outside. I feel like if we do miss out on one of those top 4s, and we have to go for a different player, impact player, whether it be wide receiver, defensive tackle, or even a trade back, which is something I would prefer if they were gone, try to get us to Josh Jones, Austin Jackson, who might not be ready to play right away at right tackle. But he could learn from Haig. And then when he does come in, he won't have all that pressure on him because he'll have Gronk and hopefully a running back there that can chip off those defenders coming in. But OJ, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Let's go. Okay, go ahead and finish your statement. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Thought you were done.
Just to comment on the OJ thing. Like I said, before that 5th-year option comes in, I think you try to get the best value you can. Don't give him away, as Peter said. You don't want to just take whatever you can get for him. Otherwise, you should have just traded him as part of the Gronk deal, because that would have helped both teams immensely. But Trent Williams, I just don't think we have the money for him. Even if we do trade OJ, the cap hits don't match up, and just get OJ out of here for the most value you can. And if you can't I mean, it's going to be a disgusting offense to try to stop.
It really is, and I think that's been the big story the last day and a half here, the last month for Tom Brady adding to this team, and then Rob Gronkowski, Alex Fleming, our combine correspondent. You got a chance to see a Josh Jones. Do you think a Josh Jones is a guy you take at 14, or is that a little bit of a reach in your opinion?
Josh Jones? I thought we were talking about the top 4. Let me be nice. Let me be nice.
Let's say we can't get the top 4 now, Alex Fleming.
All right. Josh Jones is the bottom of the barrel of the cream of the crop. He's ready to go. We talked about this that night or two in February. He is number 5 on the tackle board. Whoever you want 1 through 4, I believe Wirfs is 1. That's just me. You know, I got to see him in person. I got to meet him. That's just me. I'm a big fan of Becton. I wrote earlier that I'd be happy with Thomas. Josh Jones is a day 1 starter. He's not a development. He's not a project. He's not somebody that you need to teach. He is a day 1 starter. He had to block Ed Oliver, not this year, but last year. You know, he's a bit of a menace. They played good competition. You know, Josh Jones is good, but why are we reaching for Josh Jones at number 14? Guys, relax. Guys, 3 quarterbacks are going to be taken in the top 10.
Okay.
4 defensive players are going to be taken in the top 10. At least 2, if not 3, wide receivers are going to be taken before we get to 14. We will get our tackle.
All right. So we're doing a stress test right now. It seems like it's a show, but it's really not. It's usually the Sports Web, but we're doing it on my wall and on YouTube, kind of trying to test out the bandwidth. If you want to get in on the phone line here, 727-266-5851, 727-266-5851. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Allen, one of our fans here. Bucks Report does a great job being one of the web heads here. We got Alex Fleming of Fantasy and Flavors, our combine correspondent. The old salty buck himself, Jeremy Morrow, not Jeremy Borrow, which I keep on saying. And what's going on tomorrow night, of course, the draft is almost here. At 7 o'clock, we will be on live on Bucks Report. We'll be taking your calls. Let's go out to the phone line here. Welcome to the stress test. And how do we sound?
Hey, what's up, Peter? It's Mike from Illinois. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Mike. How do we look and how do we sound? Is there any lag here? Do we look like a Japanese movie?
Oh no, you guys are perfect right now.
Okay, good stuff.
Can I get a little point through here? I actually posted a comment on the video, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. Now, I heard you guys talking about the Buccaneers somehow trading O.J. Howard to Washington for Trent Williams.
Well, that's been a report from the Bucks and the Redskins. Have been discussions the last couple months. Now, if it happens or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happens because the money doesn't match up right now. Of course, the Bucks only have $3 million.
So where I was getting at, and I don't know how much you guys would agree with this. So for me, if I were the Buccaneers and they went ahead and traded O.J. Howard to Washington and somehow get Trent Williams, and then maybe somehow, I mean, they probably wouldn't be able to do this unless they made a couple cuts. You know what I mean? Unless they made a couple cuts, and then they could probably go and somehow maybe still a Jason Peters or somebody like that. I know he's getting up there in age, but I still believe that he could possibly be a fit for the Buccaneers. And then maybe in the first round, probably draft a defensive end. And then probably in the second round, maybe
Lost him. Well, that's why this is a stress test.
Could have been on his end.
Okay, there we go. We had a little bit of a lag there, but that's okay. That's what we want to test out. Michael, you there? Okay, so I think
yes, sir.
All right, so the ticker is on. So let me just turn off that ticker right there. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so back to my question is: so we go and draft a defensive end in the first round. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but go and draft a defensive end in the first round, and then maybe maybe an offensive lineman in the second round, and then possibly a quarterback in the third round, like Jordan Love or somebody, to that per caliber, to that extent. I don't know exactly, because I'm not a sports analyst. I don't do what you do on a daily basis, but I think that if we were somehow to get Jason Peters as an offensive lineman and then maybe, trade for OJ Howard and get Trent Williams, and how would that look to you?
Well, I mean, I definitely think it's a possibility if you can't get one of those top four offensive linemen, and if the Bucs feel like they want to go in a different direction in that point, then I think maybe a Jason Peters is a possibility, right, Jeremy?
I believe so. If you want to, well, like Alex was saying, if you fall back because your top four are gone, you pick up Josh Jones, you have a day one starter. And you can also pick up additional picks if you trade back with, say, Miami or a Minnesota.
Hear me out there?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Michael. We're gonna let you go, but thanks a lot for calling. All right, we appreciate you.
All righty, I want to appreciate you guys. I will sit back and listen to your guys' comments. I didn't hear Jeremy on the other end, so that's why I was asking.
Well, that's the problem. And see, that's what we got to try to correct. That's what we've been testing out, is trying to get our callers in order to match up with what Jeremy's saying, so our callers can hear the question.
All righty, well, I will let you guys go, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing what the draft show is like tomorrow, and I appreciate you for doing what you do, man. I love you to death. You're an awesome guy.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you being a webhead and always definitely following along here on the Sports Web and Bucs Report. All right?
All righty, let's go, Bucs. Get that ring, win the Super Bowl. Come on, coronavirus, get out the way and make way for Tampa Bay.
I love it. There you go. Good stuff there. All right, so we got Jeremy on. We got Alex on. We got Joshua on. We're just trying to stress test. Not a show right now, but this is what we have in store for you tomorrow night. Once again, all right, let's go out to the phone line. Welcome to the stress
This is turning into a show.
We have turned into a show. It's crazy. Go ahead, caller.
I can barely hear you, Pete.
Go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
You can hear me, Pete? It's Tim.
Oh, what's going on, Tim? How you doing? Welcome to our stress test here. What's up?
Not much, man. When you read my comment, I don't think you understood what I was saying. Like, okay, so I agree with if you can trade OJ Howard and get value for him, then go ahead and do that. But when we say value, you know what I mean? Trent Williams is okay, but I mean, what about somebody like Fournette, who right now in Jacksonville is out the door? I mean, they're trying to give him away for almost nothing right now, it looks like to be, from what I've been reading. And then if you're not going to do something like that, I say keep him. Number one, he's going to learn from Gronk. Number two, as I was telling you, when you have an offense that you can line up two tight end sets, okay, with that wide receiver core and Tom Brady, I mean, what defense are you going to ask to stop that kind of an offense? You know what I mean? When you have those weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be pretty much unstoppable, because what are you going to do? Ask two linebackers to cover two tight ends that run like wide receivers? I mean, so that's why I think keeping OJ Howard is a smart move. But then again, like I said, like you said, if you can get value for him, then I say go ahead and trade him. But I mean, what are you going to get for him right now? That's the whole thing. I just don't see value out there unless you're getting, like you said, Trent Williams or maybe Fournette.
Well, I don't think Fournette's on. I don't think Fournette's on the table, and I'll tell you why, Tim. And you can comment on this, Alex. The fact of the matter is, the Bucs. I get it. Fournette, 25 years old, a lot of production, but there's also a lot of miles on those tires, and also he has some baggage. Plus, the Bucs only have about $3 million. Fournette would command $4 million, so I don't see them making that trade. And then on top of it, Tim, this running back class in the draft is very deep. So basically, you can go out and get a running back that can, basically be a lot better and a lot cheaper than Fournette. Right, Alex? Alex, you there?
Oh, I agree. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Fournette could be expensive, but we can get a package trade for him.
Tim,
Jacksonville, you said yesterday. Jacksonville.
Go ahead.
You said yesterday that Jacksonville is the sweet spot. That's the one that we want to trade with if we're going to get up into that draft position to get the offensive lineman. I would rather have Yannick Ngakoue than Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Hear me out. You have a need at that position on the defensive line. We can get a running back in the draft. It's draft heavy this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a first round or a second round running back. It could be a third round. Hell, it could be a fourth round. Yannick Ngakoue, I believe, is more of a key player than Leonard Fournette. Less baggage, great player, and impact. You said yourself, Vita Vea doesn't have a backup.
Sure.
And Dominican Sue's getting long in the tooth. Yannick's more important than Fournette right now.
Well, Yannick's going to cost you about $18 to $20 million. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and try this. We'll go ahead and pipe in ESPN.com. Why would we do that? Because basically what we're trying to do tomorrow night is ESPN.com is going to have it. Don't want to get flagged, but let's see if it's can come in here. I just want to listen. I don't want to get flagged, but if we do get flagged, at least we'll know if we can do it or not. So hold on a sec here. Listen live, I guess.
Just to piggyback real quick on the Leonard Fournette, you're trading one fifth-year option for another fifth-year option. So do you pick up the fifth-year option
And
on
let's see
OJ? Do you
if
pick up
it's,
the fifth-year option on Fournette?
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a toss-up right there.
All right, let me go in and play this audio and see how it sounds. Stand by.
Pancakes.
By the
He
way,
said it's
how good
Go
does
ahead.
pancakes look?
all them pancakes were fantastic. She needs to open up her own restaurant. I'd be there right in the front of the line trying to elbow Ron, Riverboat Ron, trying to get those pancakes. Thursday night, they're going to take notes for him during the draft. They're going to cross off names as they come off the board. He also listed, meaning Ron Rivera, his wife's cell phone number as an emergency contact number for the league. He said it's teamwork, just like in the military. Everyone in the house will be doing something.
He gets that from his pops, man, his dad.
All right, how does that sound, guys?
Beautiful.
Sounds good? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we'll play a little bit more.
Dad was in the U.S. Army, so this is one where he's. There's a lot of TVs in here, and I got a general manager over here. I got an owner over here. I got my lead scout. Hey, kids,
turn it down a little bit, Peter.
Let's go.
All right, let's see here. This is the problem with this is it does not have what it does not have is basically somewhere you could turn down the volume, and I don't want to mess with my volume settings on here.
Yeah.
So let's
It's
see.
fine. It's just a little loud, but I mean, it's fine. It's crystal. It's clear.
Well, the
I'm
trick
also wearing headphones too, so I mean,
the trick is hopefully they're showing it on video there. They're showing it on video. If they're showing on video, I think that they'll have some type of option where you can basically lower the value, the volume down. And what we're doing right now is a stress test here live on my wall. I'm your host, Peter Blake of the Sports Hub. We got Josh Allen here, great web head who tunes in to Box Report, did a hell of a job last night on the mock draft. Alex Fleming of Fantasy and Flavors, our combine correspondent, one of our newest writers here, Mr. Jeremy Morrow, not Jeremy Borrow, who we've been calling him the old salty buck, trying some things. And basically right now we're running StreamYard along with YouTube and also Facebook. We're going to try to run all three platforms tomorrow night. We were just playing off of ESPN.com, so we're going to try to get you a pick. So when Roger Goodell goes, the pick is in. We want to get you that volume, but of course we don't want to break any rules and we don't want Facebook to flag us. So if they do flag us, then basically we know that we're not able to do it. But we're just going to play the audio, of course, not the video, and then we're going to have at least 4 to 6 people on camera at a time. Yours truly, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Philip Swagler, Jeremy Morrow, Alex Fleming, Al Keck, possibly Leo Haggerty, Rick Brown, just all kinds of people coming on.
Nick Citro.
Nick Citro, of course, our draft analyst. Of course, we're going to have our draft analyst on. I mean, you know, it's who cares what I have to say? We want to definitely know what Citro is going to say at this point. So we've been running this for about 53 minutes to give us an idea what's going on. Uncle D, Uncle Dwayne Beatty there. That's my uncle tuning in, and we'll go ahead and we'll answer these comments another time. Again, this is just a test. So, boys, what do you think about this? You guys excited about tomorrow night? And because we're going, look, we're going Thursday, we're going Friday, and we're going Saturday. There's not another platform out there that's doing it, and hopefully I got tea and honey for my voice because I'll be ready to go. What do you guys think?
That's pretty cool. I'm ready to see the draft.
All right, let's answer a phone call, see how this goes, guys. Welcome to the stress test. What's up?
What's going on, Peter? What's going on, everybody? It's Yaj.
Hey, Yaj, what's up? How does the video look right now? We've got Alex Fleming on, Joshua Allen, Jeremy Morrow, and yours truly. How does it look and how does it sound?
Yeah, I sound great. Everything's going the way it's supposed to be going so far.
All right, good to go, man. We're going from 2 platforms.
Can you hear us?
That's the problem. You can't hear those guys, right? You can't hear the guest, right?
No, we can hear the guest. The guest can't hear us.
Yeah, they can hear you, but you can't hear them. So that's a little bit of the downside, but I don't think we're going to take a lot of fan questions tomorrow. If you guys want to direct them towards me, I'll go ahead and take them. Or if you want to say, well, ask this guy this, ask that guy that, I'll go ahead and do it. And you guys can hang up and listen or go from there. So exactly.
Okay.
Alex Fleming,
Works
what's
for
up?
me.
Yes. Oh, you can hear. Oh, you can hear, but they can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying at this point. I don't know. All right, Yash, I think he's gone.
No, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. What do you just? We're just doing a stress
So-
test right now. Go ahead.
But yeah, I just want to, say like to all the fans out there, just take a deep breath, and relax. Everything's gonna fall into place. I've been watching all the mock drafts on, ESPN and NFL Network, and they're all over the place. They have us picking a cornerback. They have us picking a wide receiver. It's just crazy. Nobody knows what's going on right now, but we're going to get our offensive tackle. That's a guarantee. It may not be the top 4, but just like Fleming say, Josh Jones is a great pick. Maybe not at 14. We can go back, but we just need to relax. Everything's going to fall into place, and I understand we want to get rid of OJ Howard, but I feel as though it's like we should keep him. It's just my opinion. We should keep him because he's like that spade. Gronk is a great player. He brings that attitude, that winning mentality, and everything you need, but we just don't know right now if he's going to, be the same Gronk that we've seen in the past. And when you have somebody like OJ Howard and you can run, a double tight end, you can't just let that go, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. That's just me speaking.
Okay. All right. Good stuff, man. Thanks a lot for calling and testing with us and being a guinea pig, because we're just trying to see if we can run this tomorrow night. It certainly looks like we can without, any lag. You haven't even seen any lag. There's no Japanese movie going on. And let me ask you this. Can you hear this, and how does this sound to you? Hold on a sec. Let me just go ahead and connect.
Your home is important. That's why Geico helps make it easy to save on homeowners.
Can you hear that?
Nope, couldn't hear nothing.
You can't hear nothing. Okay, well, then we can't take any phone calls when the picks are going on. But what I'm saying is when we go ahead and we pipe in that draft pick, we want to make sure you guys can hear it. So we'll definitely get that right. But thanks a lot for calling here, this stress test. All right, boss?
I appreciate it, boss.
All right, there you go. So Yaj, one of the web heads here, guys. I think we're just gonna end it off here. About 57 minutes of absolutely nothing, but we've gotten everything done here. Definitely keep on tuning in to Bucks Report. We'll do maybe another stress test, but at this point, Jeremy Morrow, Joshua Allen, thanks a lot for coming on with us. All right, man.
No problem.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll get you guys off of here. There you go. And that's all we really wanted to do. I mean, didn't want to do a show. We went 57 minutes. We had plenty of comments. Just want to read you guys, configure the audio output so that goes to Skype also. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out, but this is what we'll have in store for you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll start off with you fans. Definitely want to get as many fans on. We'll start bringing on the analysts like a Nick Citro and draft analyst, and also for Bucks Report. We'll have Philip Schwegler on, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. We'll have Blake Anthony on, maybe not tomorrow night, but possibly the next night. We'll have Rick Brown, hopefully, Al Keck, definitely Leo Haggerty. So we'll have you covered, and we'll take your phone calls the first hour. And then after that, we will definitely have pick-by-pick selection analysis that you can definitely be entertained by for this draft show. So again, I'm your host, Peter Blake. Thanks a lot for tuning in to this stress test, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow night. Definitely stay tuned. And what do we always say here on the Sports Web? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. See you later. You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense.